What's up, people? It's your boy Levelhead back with another video. And for the next few minutes, I would love for you guys to lend me your ears because I'm about to extract some of my thoughts and I'm going to place them into your eardrum, and I want you to ponder and chew on said thoughts, and then leave me a comment down in the comment section. Yes, leave me a comment down in the comment section. That's what I want you to do. I want you to ponder on what I'm saying and leave said comment, said opinion. Leave me your stinking onions so that I can smell them in the comment section. Anyway, this is your boy. I feel like we need to talk about this. Now, let me get all this out the way. I appreciate all you guys that's, still rocking with the Live at Level Gamers podcast. You know what I'm saying? Post my boy, Mr. L Live passing, RIP to Mr. L Live. And I hope you're enjoying the new voices, D2K, Jedi Knight NY, which is a YouTuber who's been around for a while now, but he's new to our podcast. Also, a familiar voice, John Shaw, and K-Bum20. Also, I hope y'all guys are taking advantage of the content that we put up over at FullEffectGaming.com. John Shaw has given us the opportunity to share our thoughts there as well through articles and writings and sharing our opinions there, onions as well, over there. So go check us out there. If you don't see me on YouTube, I might have something posted up over there, but if you supporting us, I really appreciate it. If you're not, why aren't you? Anyway, let's get into this thing. I've been a part of YouTube for going on 4 years now. Started back in October 2012 up to present time, May 2016. So that puts me at a right under 4 years, a few months removed from a complete 4 years on YouTube. I've watched a lot of videos, been in a lot of comment sections, watched a lot of back and forths. I've seen a lot over this span of 4 years. And one thing that I've seen consistently is this insatiable need to call folks or classify who are real Nintendo fans or who are not. And I've done videos like this before. I've done these videos back a year into my YouTube life because I was called what is termed a pretendo back then because I had non-favorable opinion on the reveal of Mario 3D World. I just didn't like it, you know what I'm saying? And if I was go back and see it again, I would probably harbor the same feelings. But I was called a pretendo because true Nintendo fans would understand that this was a great game. You get all that rhetoric, but even back then, these terms floated around the comment section depending on the content and critique or praise of the favorite company and platform that was being spoken on. And I've noticed that oftentimes what provokes these terms, what provokes these classifications is when what is being said differs from the opinion of the listener. So what you're saying I don't like, and because I don't like it, you are not a real Nintendo fan. So now we see this in Sony fan base, we see this everywhere. But because I don't like what you're saying, you can't be a real Nintendo fan because the measurement for a real Nintendo fan is me. and that's so hypocritical. Anyway, but I think we first need to define what a hypocrite, what a fraud is, because what's going on here is people use clever ways to call folks frauds and call folks hypocritical or hypocrites. So let's define what a fraud is. A fraud, in the simplest way, is a person who deceives individuals into seeing them as in a light that they are not, making folks to believe you are something that you are not. That's what a fraud is. You look at the synonym, it's an imposter, it's a fake, It's a poser. You know, all these things. A deceiver. Another synonym is a hypocrite, which derives from the word hypocrisy, which basically deals with being deceitful, being dishonest, you know what I'm saying, trickery. That's what a fraud is. A fraud tricks someone into seeing them in a light that they're not. That's what it is. So when you hear the term pretendo and all the other terms that are out there, I don't know all of them, but we're talking about Nintendo, and this is the one that's used all the time. What they're saying is you are a fake imposter who poses as a Nintendo fan, but you really aren't, and you never have been. And most of the time when that term is used is because what is being said from said pretendo you just don't want to hear. So my question is, are we applying these terms, first of all, accurately, secondly, fairly and balancedly, or are we just being emotional because we might be more extreme in our fandom than the fan that you're listening to? Because first of all, you got to take into your knowledge, your mental bank, that there are tiers, there are levels to fandom. You know what I'm saying? Doesn't make you a better fan. It's just make you, maybe you are a more extreme fan. Maybe, you know, with Nintendo, like I did the, you know, what type of Nintendo fan are you? You have the extremists, you have the know-it-all, you have the it is what it is, you have the crybaby. And all of us, like Earth revolves around the sun, or like the moon revolves rotates around the Earth, we have all played all those roles at points in our fandom. So at one point we can be that extremist who can see nothing wrong with Nintendo. Nintendo is basically sovereign. Then we can be the know-it-all that, you know, the most time is always the know-it-all trying to define who is and who isn't. Then you have the it is what it is. That's the dude who, you know what I'm saying, they're pretty leveled in their opinion. If they don't like it, they don't like it. If they like it, they like it, and that's where they leave it. Then you have the crybaby who, like I said then, used to be on the other side, most likely was a know-it-all and extremist. And they crybabies, and like I said, we levels and tiers of this. But we try to define people because we don't like what they're saying. Not that what they're saying really makes them a pretendo. And I want to use an example. Like I said, I'm going to take my time. And I know a lot of people hate when you use their name, but I don't think this person will have any problem in the context of how I'm using their name. Shokio. Shokio was a person who motivated me to join YouTube. Not that he talked to me and said, hey, Level, you need to join YouTube. No. When I started looking for Nintendo content on YouTube, when I came familiar with YouTube, I ran into these individuals' channels: Shokio, Red Knight, Dr. Trey, Dark Cloud, and all these other individuals. That's back when Dark Cloud was a big Nintendo dude, right? That's when his uncle, you know, anyway, I ain't gonna mess with that. That's when his grandpa worked for Nintendo, and he had stocks and all that in Nintendo, and he was getting secret. I don't know if y'all remember back then when that got exposed, which would fall into fraudulent stuff. But Shokio back then was considered the White Knight. Him and Dr. Trey, and in some cases Red Knight and all them. But Shokio was considered the White Knight because he was the one who, when folks would talk about Nintendo, the black buns and all the other that would love throwing salt and shade at Nintendo, Shokio would debate them on the the factual nature of what they're saying and go back and forth in dialogue with these dudes and debate. And that's what he did. And you know what I'm saying, when Nintendo would come out, he would share his thoughts, and a lot of people found peace and comfort on Shokio's channel in his comment section, because at that time Shokio was considered the savior, the white knight of Nintendo, right? And when you wanted to feel good about Nintendo, you ran to Shokio because he understood. He had that level-headed understanding and that insight he knew how to really bring it out and express what we all felt, right? But then when Nintendo would do something that he thought wasn't wise and he shared that, you know, you had some people that can rock with him and understand and may not agree with him, but then you had other folks, oh, he's a fake, he's a fraud, he's not a real Nintendo fan, or he's really a Sony fan. See, he has that PlayStation he plays his PlayStation more than his Wii, or he plays his PlayStation more than the Wii U, you know, all depending on his opinion at that point. He was the white knight and could quickly be a pretendo, right? So my thought is, even then to now, because I found myself in similar shoes sometimes, not as much as him, but I found myself entertaining those notions. At some point, we got to ask ourselves, what do we want? Do we want people to be honest and truthful and real? Or do we want people just to say what we want to hear and make us feel good? Do we want people to be umbrellas of protection for us and make us feel good and say stuff that they might not truly believe? Or do we want to hear their true opinion? Shokio started getting caught in, especially now. You know, now he's not a real. And there's other people that fall in and getting called these, but I'm just using him because I think he's not sensitive like that. I don't want to bring other folks' names into this. But anyway. But when I was hearing this and see this in the comment section, especially now, I look back and I'm like, this has always been Shokio. Shokio has always, whether he liked it or didn't like it, shared his opinion accordingly. And to me, that does not make you a hypocrite. That do not make you a fraud or fraudulent. That does not make you a pretendo. That makes you honest. Now, I'm not going to say everything Shokio said. Sometimes it can fall and have some hypocritical aspects to it, just like me and other channels. Matter of fact, all these channels have hypocritical aspects. But in the technical sense, Shokio has never been, in my opinion, a hypocrite. He's been true and honest to what he believes, and he shares it in passionate ways according to what his heart feels. Now, you can accept it, and or you can not like it, share your opinion, and move on. But some people want to then try to classify folks as pretendos and fakes and never was a Nintendo fan. All this because what he's saying now don't reflect what they thought he was before. No, that's you misapplying a person because you only want to accept one aspect of said YouTuber, female or male. There are two sides to every coin. You got to accept both minds, both opinions, both thoughts. No one likes everything about everything. You know what I'm saying? There's going to be aspects that you don't like, and you should have the freedom to share those aspects. Now, I've also seen this where this ain't called out near as much that I feel like was something that you can call fraudulent or hypocritical or fraud-like. I remember talking to some individuals, and it was something about Nintendo that I didn't like. I thought it was a bad move, and I was finna make a video, or I was about to make a video sharing my thoughts on said thing with Nintendo. And I was told, and I kid you not, I was told not to say that because I'm giving ammunition to the, in quotation, enemies. You know, at that time, and still to this day, there were Nintendo YouTubers who didn't like what Nintendo was doing, and if I, being leveled head gamer, says that I'm going to give them ammunition. And I sat back, I didn't say nothing, but I sat back and I was like, wow. So basically, you want me to lie to those who listen to me, who look for me being honest, whether it's in praise or in critique. You want me not to say that and say something that I don't believe, which would make me fraudulent, would make me hypocritical. And we have a lot of that going on, but no one seems to call that out. All we want to focus on is the people whose opinion has pivoted in a way that we don't like. I find that very questionable. I can't help it. I'm sorry that opinions change, folks. Opinions change. You gotta accept that. I might felt some way back at this time, but now I don't feel that same way. Or I might have saw this in this way, but over the course of time, I've learned to see it a different way. You might still see it the same way, but that don't make neither group fraudulent, frauds, pretendos, fake, hypocritical, imposters, or whatever other words you want to use. But when you say something that you truly don't believe or don't feel based on the reaction of people that subscribe to you, then that makes you a fraud. And that's what killed me. You would say a person like Shoke is a fraud because Shoke say what he feel, but you hold back what you feel because you scared that said subscribers are not gonna like it, so you say something different, or you alter what you say are gonna say, or you try to explain and make it good. And that's why I like what Nintendo Ultra did, what the stuff Nintendo fans should not say, trying to make room for this stuff to be okay. To me, that is more fraudulent than the dude that just said, I don't like that. And I don't feel like this is wise. I don't feel like this is smart. And they're consistent with saying that. How are they fraudulent? The thing is, you just don't like what they're saying. Put your big boy pants on. You know what I'm saying? And women as well. But you don't see women doing this as much. Put your big boy pants on and grow up. That's his opinion. That's her opinion. If you don't like it, say it in the comments. I don't agree with that, and say why you don't agree with it, and move on. Don't trying to classify folks as frauds and hypocrites because they're not saying what you like, or they're not saying what you thought they used to say. Folks, look in the mirror and ask yourself, what do you want from your fellow YouTuber? Do you want them to be honest, or do you just want them to say what you want to hear? That's what everybody needs. Even myself as a subscriber of other individuals, I want the person to say what they feel, whether it's in praise or criticism. And I don't care what company it is, I want to hear what you got to say. And if I don't think it's right, I'm going to share why I don't think you're right. I'm going to leave my onions, my opinion in the comment section. And that's another thing. I don't erase people's comments. Even the ones who are just trolling and hating and are being, and all that. I leave them there because I'm man enough and I'm not so sensitive to what they saying. Now, a lot of folks want me to erase it. No, why? They ain't hurting me. That's their opinion. They shared it. Okay, fine. There are other opinions on there that agree with what I'm saying. There's opinions that don't agree. Don't matter, folks. It doesn't matter. It really doesn't. So we need to ask ourselves what we want. We really do. What do you want? Do you want people to be real, or do you want people to lie and paint it as being real? Because that's fraudulent. That's fraudulent, folks. That's being phony. That's being fake. That's being hypocritical. But with that being said, let me know what you think in the comment section. I'm gonna go watch this game, and till next time, folks. Deuces.
Think we're clear. Anything in that pit?
Check it out. Hey, maybe there's something down there.